heroes of democracy and their sacrifices will not be forgotten. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am compelled to address matter of grave concern. Some unscrupulous element posing under the disguise of leadership, desperately seeking relevance, using the Social Democratic Party as though a tool, persistently display questionable actions, thereby constituting nuisance to the society and our great party. We want to make it categorically clear to the public that Dr. Olu Agunloye and his co-host, including impostors such as Professor Abubakar Sadiq Umar Gombe, attempting to parade few unconstitutional national and state executives, should not be taken with any iota of seriousness. Their behaviors and conduct are unacceptable and should not be regarded. We condemn bid for illegal meetings and deliberate attempts to persecute party officials and members using the Nigerian police force in their strongest possible terms, and urge our members and general public to cautious of these impostors. We call on all security agencies to respect the rule of law and refrain from interfering in our party internal affairs. Their primary duty is to protect life and property, not to embrace obvious bias with ethnic undertone. Additionally, we encourage the Independent National Electoral Commission to maintain professionalism in her conduct, as we have been noticing strange behavior that pose danger to the growth and stability of internal democracy in Nigerian political parties. Finally, I salute the courage of my fellow National Working Committee members and our loyal state executives across the Federation. Your unity, courage, and commitments are the foundation upon which our parties stand. Let us put aside personal interests and work toward a common goal: the restoration of the glory and dream of our party. We must stand united and unwavering in our pursuit of progress, unity, and development. Long live Social Democratic Party, long live Nigeria. Signed, Comrade Adamu Modibo. Thank you very much. In response to your questions, as everybody witnessed in this country, the by-election was marked with irregularities, as witnessed by the national dailies, televisions, and whatsoever. There was a vote buying, ballot box snatching, and so on, intimidation by the security agencies. Therefore, we call on the INEC to do more in the manner they conduct the forthcoming general elections. When you are talking about faction in the SDP, we believe there is no faction in the SDP. There was faction before, but after the NEC, the so-called group of Dr. Olu Agunloye was suspended by the NEC meeting, which I believe some of the medias were there when the decision was taken. And when you talk about holding meeting in the National Secretariat, the party or the NWC may decide to fix the meeting at the National Secretariat, and they may decide to take the meeting outside. The constitution of the SDP does not restrict the NWC and other members of the party that every meeting should be held in the Secretariat. Thank you. Okay, in response to your question, as you said, when we did our NEC, did we notify INEC? The answer certainly yes. We sent them a correspondence and they acknowledge. And after the NEC, we sent them a report of our resolutions there, and they duly accept that recommendation and resolutions. When you are talking about issue of legitimacy, or did INEC participate in the last NEC that held on the 25th day of July, let me tell you, or let me inform you or educate you in that aspect. The constitution of the SDP is registered with INEC, and is part of what was contained on the judgment that was issued on the 14th day of August, when the judge of the Federal High Court said it is not mandatory that the chairman and the secretary should sign a joint notice to the INEC, and you are aware that the judgment favored SDP. Therefore, our duty is to inform INEC, and we have informed them, and we sent our report, and they duly acknowledge that the correspondence, they can write whatsoever they want, but what I want you to understand, what we did is in accordance with the Constitution of the party and the Electoral Act and the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria as 1999 amended.
Okay. So let's start with police. First of all, the chairman did not say that the police attacked SDP members. He said police interference. So we advise that the police should consider not interfering in SDP affairs. So let us draw that line and make that clear. The police force did not attack. Was there invitation to some party members? Absolutely yes. Was it triggered by Dr. Olu Agunloye and his cohorts? Absolutely yes. There have been several persecution attempts on SDP members. And as of today, part of the reason why the SDP Secretariat is as it is not just that we are not holding a meeting in the SDP Secretariat. It is really that the SDP Secretariat is not safe for habitation, because certain elements within the party, which is part of the things that the new leadership is handling as of this time, have decided that they are going to use very unhealthy measures to literally destabilize the party. That is why this meeting is holding here, so that we can ensure the safety of our members, the safety of state executives, the safety of national executives. So we had to confine meetings to safe environment where we have security. And part of this is facilitated because the Dr. Olu Agunloye and his cohorts have decided that part of their element of control and part of their mischievous conduct is such that they would lure the police force into doing their own personal bidding. Emphasis on the word lure, which means that truth is not told to the Nigerian police force. And that is why we took it upon ourselves as the legitimate leadership of this party to educate and communicate with the Nigerian police force as far as the state of what is going on within the SDP, as far as our constitution provides and supports and dictates. That is the current state of what is going on in the party. As of today, even the state chairmen who are here, all of them, cannot enter the Secretariat of the National Social Democratic Party as of today. So, because of that, that is why we are advising the Nigerian police force to make sure that they understand the basis of the truth and the authenticity of what is going on within the Social Democratic Party, so that they can do justice as far as their mandate dictates and not be biased by virtue of certain individuals who have chosen to tread on personal aggrandizement. That is the truth of what is going on. And as far as the by-elections, I want you to know that it is the same legitimate leadership under Comrade Adamu Modibo and Ambo Ekpeon, by virtue of NEC, which some of you witnessed. I believe a reporter also attested to that. It is by virtue of this leadership that INEC had been compelled in the courts to, as a matter of fact, feature SDP on the ballot, because SDP does not deserve to be sidelined by virtue of certain few who have decided, again, to move their personal agenda rather than the greater interest of what our party stands for as far as our manifesto. And so this is what has dealt a bit of blow as far as the by-election is concerned. But as of right now, SDP went and gave the best shot regardless of the constraints. We were featured on the ballot literally 2 days to the election, which didn't give us much time to do as much as we would love to have done, but we gave it the best shot. And then again, that is why we advise INEC that as much as possible, bias must be taken out of the picture. As much as possible, INEC must stand stand by the Electoral Act and deliver on its mandate and not take sides or meddle as far as political party affairs are concerned. And so, therefore, what you saw in Kaduna was us giving it the best shot. And it wasn't just in Kaduna, there are other states where by-elections also held. So we gave the best fight, we gave the best shot, we delivered with what we could, even though there were constraints. And we assure you that you should look out and see between now and the general elections what SDP is going to do moving forward by the grace of God.